Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
How does 50% sound to you? Well, if it's a sale, that sounds pretty good. It's half off. Or if that's how much of a job you've gotten done, you're halfway through. But if it's a grade on a test or how much power your engine has given you, it's not acceptable in the least. How about 75%? Once again, great for a sale, not so good for a test. But 90%, that's much better. If that's the chance of rain, you're bringing your umbrella. And 99%? Well, you might as well round to 100. But God figures percentages a little differently. He wants all of us, 100%, nothing held back. Wholehearted devotion to the Lord doesn't hold back anything. Throughout the Bible, God encourages His people to give their all, pin all their hopes on Him, give up everything else. Just think of Bible people who did this. Noah spent a significant part of his life building a giant boat, using all his resources because of a command God had given him. Abraham left his family in relative comfort to wander in an unknown land because God told him to. And later, he was prepared to give up his beloved son of promise, Isaac. How about Moses? He could have lived in the comfort and lavishness of Pharaoh's court all his life, but he chose to ally himself with a bunch of slaves and later roam the desert with this huge group of whiny people because God told him to. Then there was Rahab. But you know what this is beginning to sound like? The Hall of Faith from Hebrews 11. That's what faith is. True faith clings to God and lets go of everything else. One of the concepts of this in Hebrew is usually translated as having a perfect heart, a loyal heart, or doing something with all his heart. When David was gathering materials for the temple to be built, the people offered things willingly, with a loyal heart, rejoicing because they could give. Hezekiah did what was good and right and true before the Lord his God with all his heart. And Jeremiah conveyed a promise from God that if the people would seek Him wholeheartedly or with all their heart, they would find Him. The Hebrew word used there is related to the word shalom, which is usually translated peace, but it also means complete, lacking nothing. That's how we are to give our hearts and lives to God, completely, holding nothing back. God tells us to obey His commands, not half-heartedly or when it's convenient, but with all our heart and soul, put our all into it. As Solomon declared in 1 Kings 8:23, God keeps His covenant and mercy with His servants who walk before Him with all their hearts. If all our heart is His, we have special promises from God that we can depend on, and we know the Lord keeps His promises. Sometimes it's hard for God to find people who have wholehearted devotion to Him. Out of all the people who God rescued from slavery in Israel, only 2, Joshua and Caleb, actually got to live in the land of promise. Why? Of their generation, they were the only 2 who wholly followed the Lord. That's 2 out of 600,000 men. Pretty small ratio, don't you think? I wonder what the ratio is in our generation, among those who call themselves Christians, among those in our church. I don't know about you, but I want to be one who loves the Lord with all my heart, all my soul, all my mind, and all my strength, wholeheartedly. How about you?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes at our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.